is happening, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Wicked Garage. In front of me we have the build for the F450. Obviously you can see we still got a bunch to do. It was a little bit delayed, and he wanted to add some airbags. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. This will be part 2 of the flatbed service body build series. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're going to be installing the Airlift low lifters 5000 helper bags with the wireless one setup. And pretty much, as you can see, we have a lift in this truck, and there's some other stuff in the way, like the reserve or reservoir on the shock. So we're gonna have to actually take that off, spin it around, and get it pretty much out of the way. The other part is we're gonna have to take off the timbering plates and then use that location and sort of modify it, make a whole spacer and everything there so that it can work properly. Simple in my head, but you'll see how it all comes together. We're gonna get rid of this tire piece because they cut it anyway, so we're just gonna undo that, and that's gonna be our location underneath for the air compressor and the wireless sort of setup. All right, guys, so we got the kit out, and as you can see, everything is here. We got the bags, which if I show you where they go, give me a second. You can see how much of a distance there is that we have to fill. So essentially we have to make a spacer that goes on this. This is made for the stock setup. Over here we have the air compressor. You can see it's plastic, it's an encased, and sort of all in one unit. So that's nice for the element wise of these. And then we got the wireless, if it will come out. We have the wireless setup, which pretty much just controls everything going up and down so that you can have the receiver, work with your commands. But there's a lot of stuff that we got to do to get this sort of underway and figured out. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to mount the compressor and the wireless controller on the spare tire area, and then we got to make spacers. All right, guys, so as you can see, we got the plates off. It was a little bit of a pain, they were rusted in there. Here we have this all together right here. I was wrong about having to actually create an offset. They are perfect. I didn't know it had this angle on it, so it threw it right in the place that it needs to be. So everything is perfect in that sense. We still have to make a spacer because it doesn't have the original blocks, which had a piece that comes off and it rests on. So we're gonna have to make the spacer. Spacer is pretty simple. I'll show you right now what it looks like. All right, guys, as you can see, the yellow represents the axle, and then the bottom part actually comes with the kit, and we are making this part right here. So we have to make up the space in between the bottom of the airbags and the top of the axle. Means there's no little bump out on the blocks that they use to lift up or level the F450. So essentially what we're going to do is create that block to fill the space, and then we're going to bolt that top plate or the bottom plate of the airbag assembly onto this, and then this will bolt onto the original piece that goes underneath the axle and lock it in place where it needs to go. guys, so you can see we flipped the shock around. The reservoir is on the back, and now everything fits smooth, or at least as smooth as it can. This side butts up pretty good against the screw that's in there. I don't know if the screw's off a little bit on this side, but when you butt this up, there's a gap on one side because it's hitting the little button head underneath that sticks out. So I might just have to like adjust that, you know, more forward towards the front of the truck. Everything fits good. The block is fitting really nice. And then as you can see, we have the exhaust. Both the hangers are together now. We moved it over a little bit, and we took off the original piece that was right there with the hitch pin in there. And now you can see we have an old piece that we're gonna reuse. And I'm letting the bracket cool down. It's gonna bolt right there. This is gonna weld to that bracket. We're gonna try and get it, you know, pushed out so that it has some tension against it, so it doesn't pull back that way, because as soon as I let this down, it's gonna wanna go down and over. So right now where it is absolutely perfect. I'm going to mark the bolt or whatever that is, the hanger that's sitting right there, and then I'm gonna cut it, weld it, and we'll at least tack it, see where we're at. And if everything's good, then you can see it's sort of pushed everything away from there. We're gonna have to put the heat shield right here like we normally do on these kits. They come in every kit. It's just a thin little heat shield, that's all it is, but it protects it from the heat coming out of the exhaust. So with that being said, we're almost done with the really tedious custom fab, you know, moving everything out of the way and adjusting this whole thing. And then the other side of it is we're going to be cleaning up the frame, probably not now, probably after we get everything done that we need to weld. And we'll clean the frame up and we'll spray a satin or flat black just to spruce it up as he asked. So we're gonna do that while we have the bed off. And yeah, so we're gonna get back into it. Hopefully we can get everything installed today. We're gonna run everything back to the underside of this. We're gonna flip this around. We're gonna mark and drill out the holes for this underneath. And I think we'll be good with just flipping these over. I don't have to make a mount like I was saying. I was just thinking about it because I thought that these were gonna protrude, but they don't. They actually are only on the top. So we'll just make some holes for that and get that all set up, ready for everything to go together pretty much. And then it's just putting in the blocks. They're drying right now, and then once the blocks are in, we can tighten everything up and get everything set in place, run the airlines, which we have to be careful of the exhaust, so we have to figure out a little bit of a different airline run, but luckily they all turn. It does come with a heat shield as well, which we're going to put on at the end of this, but essentially everything, even the bracket, came out nice. Pushed everything away so that we have some more room to work with. But yeah, a little bit more complicated with this kind of like lift. I think it's only a 3-inch lift or so. and just the new blocks don't have the perch mount on it, so it messes everything up on there. But the mounts that we made, perfectly good. It's actually going to be a little bit sturdier and stronger. But once we get that done and everything installed, we'll test that out, see how everything works, and then get into the frame in the next video. So let's continue doing what we need to do. Alright guys, everything is done. You can see we tucked everything up underneath here. Installed the blocks and everything. Right now I have this set for 35 and 60. There's two different presets. So preset 1 and then there's preset 2. Pretty cool. Everything looks to be good. There's no leaks. You can see we installed everything pretty nice. All the way around. I'm going to zip tie around here so that this doesn't pop out and hit this while it's going up and down or moving or anything. But other than that, everything is tidied up and the fuse is in. So I can show you real quick what this does. I got a mess here. So if I hit that, right now it's currently at 35. That's a preset of 1 that I set up. Preset 2 is 60. It stops once it gets to 60. And then if, say, I want to go back down to the preset 1, 35, click it again, go to preset 1. Lets air out down to 35 PSI. So pretty cool little technology here. It also has an app. Obviously you don't need this. You can control it through an app. Other than that, pretty much we have the straighter valve in case something happens with the air compressor. It's good to just have as a, just in case. Not that it really matters. This truck's lifted, so if there's something wrong where these don't, like, everything drops and he can't get air in it or something, or if the compressor goes down and he wants to put air in it, he can still put air in it. So just like a fail safe for extra kind of comfort, I guess. But other than that, I mean, this is pretty much done. You can see we rerouted all of the air lines away from everything. The only thing that's left is to put on the heat shield, which is no big deal. And then tomorrow when we come in and we start doing this, we're going to actually start the frame build, which you'll see in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. It's probably going to be a long video, so if you stuck around, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. See you in the next one. Peace out.